Welcome to another beauty talk video, everyone. This is a series which I share with you my thoughts and opinions on the nitty-gritty things about beauty and beauty topics which I feel like needs more discussion and needs more transparency. And today's beauty topic was actually inspired by a beauty tag called My Perfect Imperfections, which you were supposed to talk about 3 physical attributes of yourself that you consider to be blemishes, insecurities, imperfections, things that you're not happy with. And then on the flip side, talk about 3 things that you consider to be your plus points, things that you like to dress up, you think looks good, right? We all have both sides to this. But I was thinking about this topic and how many different layers of understanding and interpretation that it offers. And it would make such a good beauty talk video. So I want to share with you today my perfect imperfections, but with a little twist. Because I've always tried to preach, so to speak, the idea that beauty is so absolutely subjective. It depends on where we grew up, how we grew up, who we grew up with, what we're exposed to, what we're taught, what we are, what we surround ourselves with, so to speak. And by the time that we reach a certain age, we have solidified a lens, an individual lens through which to see ourselves, but also to see other people, to categorize, to identify beauty, right? It's all individualistic. And I think that a lot of imperfections and insecurities have many different facets to them. And depending on which angle you look at the situation, it can certainly reveal an alternate reality, so to speak, that maybe isn't so bad after all. So I'm going to do that today, talk to you about 3 things, 3 insecurities about myself, and then talk about how I can certainly see those insecurities from a different angle as being a positive trait. Now certainly, being a girl, we gotta start out with this one. And this is actually my biggest insecurity of my entire existence up to this day. I am not absolutely at peace with. And that is actually the size of my breasts. I'm a pretty small person. I have a small frame. I'm pretty petite everywhere else, but I wear a size 32D bra. And I feel like that is disproportionately large and unnecessarily large to the rest of me. I suppose it's always a thing, grass is greener on the other side. I would love to have bees, I think. Or at least that's what I thought growing up for a long time. Obviously, they didn't just pop into these, right? But I developed quite early and I developed quite fast compared to my friends and the people around me. And so it's always an insecurity, going through puberty. If you develop late and you're small-chested, you feel insecure. On the flip side, if you are on the larger end of things, you still feel insecure. I hated gym class. I hated all the jumping, the running, the bouncing while them bouncing, and me not knowing what to do with them, and just feeling like I needed to hide them, to hunch my shoulders to make them not look so obvious. It's always the conflict between wanting to look cute and feminine and pretty and wear the clothes that all the other girls wore, but then realizing that on me, they didn't look right. They didn't show the same cuteness or sweetness or girliness. It just looked kind of overtly sexual in a sense. And even to this day, a lot of fashion trends, bustiers for example, a lot of sheer tops I wouldn't quite feel comfortable wearing because on me with everything else they didn't exactly look the same or give off the same vibe. From a different point of view, shopping for undergarments was hard. Before I discovered, La Senza, Victoria's Secret, Change Lingerie, places like that, La Vie en Rose. I shopped at, say, Walmart, Sears, The Bay, places you would consider to go to, right, to shop for inexpensive, affordable undergarments. Well, they obviously didn't carry 32Ds. I think they went down to 34. That was the smallest, or else you were going into the juniors. And obviously, if you're in the juniors, they don't have a D cup. Well, that was a big pain. And talking about pain, you get back pain, shoulder pain from all this engineering that is hoisting up your girls, and it's not the most comfortable. But a little bit more grown up now as a woman, I can certainly see, and I do try to appreciate them for being there. That when I wear, tailored clothes, the one that fits me just right with the right darts and the right seams, I look amazing in them because I have the curves to fill them out. I never need to stuff my bra. I never needed to wear push-ups for the enhancement reasons. So it is definitely a work in progress. I need to constantly remind myself that they're a blessing in their own way. So that's certainly insecurity number one, huge insecurity. Number two is actually something you may have noticed if you watched my skincare routine demonstration, that I have two very different eye shapes. This one is a double eyelid. So when I open my eyes, there's a crease right here. This eye is a single eyelid. So when I open my eyes, there's just a flat, smooth surface right here. What difference does that make? It made a world of a difference when at the age we're all learn to get into makeup, we want to wear eyeshadow, liner, mascara, doll ourselves up, right? You're a girl. And there hits a point where you get excited about those things and you're exploring those things for the first time. 17 magazine, Cosmo Girl back in the day, Teen Vogue. And then it quickly hit me that none of the looks that they showed would ever look right on me. And it's not because I didn't know how to do the looks properly, it's because my two eyes are different shapes, and irregardless of how I try to make them work, the left side and the right side would never look exactly identical. So if you notice that sometimes when I wear particular types of false lashes, one will flip up a little bit more, one will droop down a little bit more, because the eyelid on this eye covers the base of my lash line and pushes down on my lashes so they look a bit droopier. And it is the most sort of heartbreaking thing to a certain extent, that why can't I be normal? That they would be the same. I wouldn't even really care if I had both single eyelids. I just wanted them to be the same, so when I put on liner, when I do my eyeshadow, they would look symmetrical. But obviously that's not the case. However, from a traditional Chinese perspective, that having two different eyelid styles is actually a sign that you are supposed to have many different virtues, to have many different successes and different talents, to be a very well-rounded person. So from that lens, certainly it's a blessing to have this trait. But from a putting on makeup point of view, it is absolutely frustrating. And when I went to the beauty counters, no one knew how to deal with them. They told me to use dark shadow to draw a fake crease on this eye so it will match the other eye. How does that even make any sense? It does not work the same. It does not look right when you actually do it on someone who has two different eye shapes. So certainly that's a struggle, and that continues to be a struggle. And I thought I might as well put this out here now, that I am undecided whether or not I would consider getting double eyelid surgery on this eye. I'm not crossing it out of my life, but I'm still seeing how things are going with the makeup, because certainly there are ways to make the single into a double, but there's no way to take the double out and make it into a single. So I have the option open, but certainly it is something I still have to think about more, about myself. So that's another thing, a plus or a minus depending how you see it. The third thing is about my hairline, actually, which is the reason I pulled all of my hair up today. Not something I do very often, and I really dislike the shape of my hairline. I believe I have what's called a widow's peak, in which the front part of my hair is normal, and then the sides recede really back. Now obviously this is a genetic trait. I can't do anything about it. Someone in my family has it and they pass it on to me. But for me, having quite a long face, whenever I pull my hair back, it looks like I'm balding. I have like a receding hairline. I have no hair here. It makes my face look long. It makes my forehead look huge. It is one of the things I really don't like about sort of my hair and this area of myself altogether. But on the flip side, talking about hair in general, I'm blessed with pretty good hair. I have a lot of hair on my head. That's certainly a blessing. But I don't have hair where it may be necessary to remove hair. I have very few leg hairs, and even the ones I do have, like one every 2 inches, one piece of hair, is very faint. So unless you're like this close to me, you can't really see I have leg hair. I don't necessarily need to shave all the time. I do it because I think it's kind of fun and girly. but not for necessity. So certainly, again, it's a blessing or it's an insecurity depending on which lens you view the situation through. So that's a big blurb, and it feels good to actually share with you guys a little bit something more intimate, so to speak, about myself. And so I really hope that this video would inspire you to look at yourself and to look at even other people's imperfections, so to speak, from a different lens. Turn the angle a little bit and see what comes out, what is reflected from that angle. Because certainly there are so many ways to perceive beauty, and it's all individualistic, and the slightest change in perspective can reveal a whole different alternate reality. And I really encourage you guys to leave me a comment down below. Share with me one thing that you consider to be your insecurity, and then tell me how you can see that insecurity differently and perhaps change it, and from that angle turn it into a positive trait. All right, so I will read every single one of your comments, so I hope that you leave one down below and continue this conversation with me. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, click thumbs up, pass it on to someone that you think would enjoy this and benefit from this topic, and I will see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.